to choose their own future, not based on someone with a gun telling them how to think or to believe. What's the average turnout in American non-local election? 35, 40, 45% on a good year. 50% of Afghanis, between 45 and 50% of Afghanis, with the threat of losing their hand if caught with ink on it, voted in that parliamentary election on October 20th. The commanding general, a friend of mine, and my local commanding general were at a meeting and actually were shot by an insurgent inside an insider the week of the election to try and shut down the election. Female candidates for parliament were murdered, 7 of them, by the Taliban. And this is what struck me more than anything else. We were watching in Kabul an election polling place with a surveillance program. There are 200 to 300 people lined up to get in to this polling location. It took a long time to show voter ID and biometric data and to stick your finger in the ink, because we demanded election integrity in Afghanistan. Something you all ought to think about. We demanded voter ID for all these foreign elections. But these people waited in line for hours to get in. And as we're watching the program, a young man dressed in what we called our man jams, native local dress, finery in blue, approached towards the front of the line. And the NSF, the National Security Forces for the Afghan government, approached him because it was out of character. And we also knew that if someone was clean cut and dressed for the day, that meant something dangerous was going to happen, that they wanted to go see Allah. And as he approached a line of 200 to 300, 400 people in this line, he got towards the front, the security forces went and surrounded him, and he detonated a suicide vest. He killed all 9 security force members, 10 others in line towards the front of the line to watch in order to influence and impact and scare people from making it their future and their choice. 19 people died. But what struck me more than anything else, and what absolutely disturbs me when I don't see the involvement in America, do you know what the other 200 to 300 people did that were in line?
They voted.
They got back in line. They got back in line. They wanted a choice for themselves. They wanted their future. They wanted to own their future. I don't know what this administration just did, but they just undermined those people and their future. And they're doing it to you. They're doing it to me and my family. I am done with it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Dan made a comment over on the side, and I think it's important to remember. Communists don't care about hypocrisy. Well, I'm going to tell you something else. Democrats and people without faith in a higher power, maybe not Democrats alone, maybe some rhinos and other people, if you don't have faith in something higher, you don't care about lying. You don't care about deceiving. Because all you want is power. And what this 9/11 event symbolizes is a small group that wants power. I don't care if they're Islam, I don't care if they're crusaders, I don't care who they are. They want to take your choice away. And we sit here, and if we allow them to do it, believe me, your life will suffer, as will all your neighbors and the people that still are voting for the idiots that are making these decisions and lying to the American people right now. So you have to stand up. The people at Flight 93 stood up. Chad Button showed it, 17 years old, stood up. Americans stood up in Vietnam. They stood up in World War II. They stood up in Korea. They stood up in World War I. They stood up in the Civil War to free men, to free people. That is our obligation. Our obligation is to carry that forward, and do not forget what this day means and what this fight is about. And it's not about 20 years ago. It's not about last week in Kabul at the international airport. It is an eternal fight for your freedom, your choice, for our rights to drive our four-wheel drives, to eat hot dogs, to listen to music.
Not wear a mask.
Not wear a mask, not take a vaccine, to make a choice for your best interest, for your family. That's what our Constitution guarantees. Thank you for coming out today. Please carry forward. Support our people that are going to support you and our future. Support we will. If you can help them out, we all will do better. We need it in this county. And where it all starts is right here locally with what's happening at your school board, what's happening in your city council, in your county council. We make a change here, it changes the nation. So stand up, do what's right, do what those people did on Flight 93. Be willing to sacrifice, but we don't want a war. We don't want to fight. What we want to do is vote and win and have integrity in our system and trust our leadership to defend our interests. And I'm going to finish it with this statement that I will remind you of. We are not here to support our government. Our government is here by the people, of the people, for the people, to protect our rights given by God. Thank you very much for coming out and participating. Let's stay up with this and keep it going.